Your classic car needs agreed value insurance coverage, not regular insurance coverage. Well, why is that? Let's say you've got a classic car on your regular insurance policy along with your 2019 Camry and whatever else you might be driving. You're fortunate enough to have a 1970 AA Arcuda, a real one, not the one I can hold in the palm of my hand. Well, the MSRP on this car when it was new was, I believe, around $3,900, something less than $4,000. So with regular insurance, when you have a claim, what happens is the insurance company looks at the MSRP, the value of your car when it was new, and then they depreciate it, and then they look at how many miles were on it, and then they make the value even less. And so they give you the value of the car based on the mileage, condition, age, and so you're not going to get the same price you paid for it, you're going to get something less. Well, if you paid theoretically $3,900 for a 1970 AA Arcuda, you'd theoretically get something a little bit less. Now, hopefully insurance companies do take a little bit of consideration into the fact that when you have a classic car, maybe it's not worth less than the MSRP, but you're dealing with a rather low number. I don't know exactly what one of these would be worth today, but the ones I've seen are generally between about $50,000 and $80,000. So if I owned an AA Arcuda, I'd be a lot happier to get a replacement cost for the car if it was stolen or destroyed somewhere between that $50,000 or $80,000 rather than the MSRP, which is $3,900 and maybe a little bit off of it. So what agreed value does is you talk to your insurance company and they say, hey, okay, we'll do this agreed value policy. What does that entail? Basically, you get a value that you to agree on. Now, if you want to agree that your AA Arcuda is only worth $3,900, you can do that and your policy is going to be really cheap. But generally what you would do is you may get an appraisal. If it's your car, you probably have a pretty good idea what the value already is. The folks at classic car insurance companies are pretty savvy about looking up car values. They may need a picture or two, but what happens is you lock in your agreed value. So if you both agree the car is worth $60,000, the car is worth $60,000. If it gets into a wreck and it needs to be fixed, if it's not totaled, it's going to get fixed. If it is totaled, then you're going to get a check for $60,000. So this classic car insurance policy or agreed value generally is not a ton more than a regular policy. In fact, if you actually get if you actually get a classic car policy, it usually has restrictions, like you keep it in an enclosed area, you don't drive more than maybe $5,000 5,000 miles a year, something like that. And the policies are often actually cheaper than a regular general policy. So if you do have a classic, something that's worth a lot more money now than it was when new, and you actually want to get that money back should something bad happen to your car, go get an agreed value policy. Don't just leave it on your regular policy. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call, drop me an email, and thanks very much for watching.